guys, I'm Wade,
Hey, and I'm Shay.
and welcome to the Wade and Shay podcast.
Yeah, welcome everyone. This is a place where we don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. So let's start with a story. How about that? Did I ever tell you the time that I had to learn how to ballroom dance?
No, man, you never have.
Okay, well, this is how it goes.
All right.
So, so my dad, he and mom both had multiple jobs when we were growing up, and it was in one of those jobs they taught ballroom dancing. They both were ballroom dancers when they were younger. The jive, they learned a two-step. But because people knew they danced, and you knew my parents as well, and of course I know my parents, and they love to dance, and so people knew that, and they would ask them to teach. So what would happen is, because my dad, he worked many jobs, and so every once in a while he couldn't make it to dance lessons. And so he would take one of his four boys. And I tended to be in that age where I was 14, and they would take me to cover for my dad so that there was another instructor and someone to dance along with these women, which
Right.
is okay dancing, right? Um,
Yeah.
but not when you're 14 years old and all the women are 30 years old. I remember holding these 30-year-old ladies in my arms as we did circles around the floor and being so embarrassed and just wanting to die. But anyhow, this is why this story matters. Okay.
Well, of course, because that's every 14-year-old boy's dream to dance with 30-year-old women,
It was like my worst nightmare. But okay. But this is the big but. I learned how to ballroom dance. I had to. I learned to line dance, I learned two-step, I learned to waltz, I learned all these fun dances. And never ever in my life did I think that would pay back in some way to me, right? It's like, oh, and I never did plan to go on a cruise ship or anything like that and teach dancing. It was never part of my life goals anyhow. Um, so where did it pay back? This is what happened. So I'm 18. We're in Canada. At 18, one of the privileges that an 18-year-old has is that all of a sudden they unlock a door, and that door is to a bar,
right?
right? Awesome. It,
Uh-huh.
it now lets you have access to a place that's been off limits forever. And so, what did the guys when I turned 18 do? They said, Shay, we're taking you to a bar. I'm like, all right, I'm curious. It's always been a place not to go, so I'll go with you. And I'm not a drinker, but I'll go, right? And
Right.
so,
You
I
have to
go.
because that's what you do. You got to hit that 18. It's like a milestone. You
Just
have to go to the bar
yeah,
at 18.
yeah, like it. Of course,
Right.
it was a privilege, I guess, to get in that door. Not really, but whatever. We got in. We go to this place. Happens to be nothing special, but it happened to be a country bar. And so we get, remember that feeling when you pulled out your ID, right?
Yeah.
And you show it to that bouncer who was a guy that just graduated high school 2 years before you did.
Yeah. You call him my first name, you know him.
Yeah. So anyhow, this 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 guy that, well, maybe didn't graduate, but whatever, he
Yeah.
was there at the door, and he would take our IDs. What a great feeling! Get in the door, right? I'm like, broke that threshold. We now own this place. Anyhow, we walk in, we walk into this place, and we find a little booth along the side. And my couple of my friends, they order a couple drinks, and we're sitting there. Well, it's a country bar, so guess what they do in country bars?
Yeah.
They they dance, they two step. And they line dance, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I don't need to dance. I'm here cool with my guys. Well, anyhow, so those same 30-year-old women that took
Uh-huh.
dance lessons with my parents, right? Most of them now single, They're now 5 years older. they're all
Yeah.
they're I mean, they were all learning how to dance to save their marriages, whatever it was. They took line dancing as a couple, maybe it was a date night, whatever it is. But anyhow, so sure enough, we sit down, and all of a sudden, this 30-year-old woman comes up and grabs me and goes, "I know you. You know how to dance." She rips me right out. She rips me right out of this booth, right? Takes me onto this dance floor. And I said, okay. So I spun her around and we two-stepped all night. It was not all night. It should, we did a dance, we did a song, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, it's over. I can go back to my friends. I tell you, I could not get off that floor. Every time I tried to walk away, someone else would grab me. All these women just dying to dance and to be spun around the floor. So every once in a while, I break free, come get a glass of water at the at the table with my buddies, and they're all nursing their beers because they're still like, am I still going to get in trouble for this? I am only 18, right? They're nursing their beers. They're all humped over. They're like, and I'm just pouring sweat down body. I'm like, guys, as I'm drinking, we gotta get out of here. And they're like, shut up, Hatch. You've been here all night, and all you've done is dance with women, have danced with women in your arms the whole night. I'm like, guys, I can't do it anymore, right? These these women wouldn't just leave. They wouldn't leave me alone. No longer than I sat down, another one would come grab me and be back on. So anyhow, this is the lesson that SHEA learned over learning these ballroom dance skills that my parents gave to me years ago. Was that hey, it did pay off. I mean, I according to my friends, I had the best night, right? As they just nursed their drinks, hoping a girl would pay attention to them that was, in their age. But
Yeah, right.
I I ended up spending the whole night with these women in my arms, spinning around a dance floor. You know what? And ballroom dancing is I mean, it's been a benefit to me my whole life. I hope to believe that it was part of the reasons that I was able to attract and keep my wife. and it was something fun that I've been able to teach to other people. And I've always enjoyed dancing. Now, I wasn't a dancer like you, Wade. Now, you were like, I learned how to do that formal stuff, but you were a real dancer, right? Like you could break dance, like honestly.
I did the hip hop dance.
Hip hop, that's
Yeah.
what it was, hip hop.
But you know what, Shay, like the thing that it's funny because you brought me down like memory lane a little bit. And I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you were part of it. I thought you were, but it could have been Ryan.
Well, whatever. Just
I
add me like I'm there.
Yeah, okay. It was you. It was you. I think you told Ryan to stay home.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I remember one Saturday we got all called. Um, I don't know if it was your mom or your dad, but I remember they called my parents and they basically told Lauren and me to get down to the gym. And we were going to be taught by your parents how to ballroom dance, country dance, and that's what we had to do. But you know what? I'll always remember that.
What
And
was it?
like,
Wait. Was it your parents that wanted you to learn? So this was like a learning opportunity?
it was a learning opportunity that your parents put together for us boys.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if you were around. Like I said, yeah, you were there. Well,
I
like I
was,
said,
of course I was. I would have
you
been, I
told
would have, yeah.
yeah, you
It was
told
just
Ryan.
it was part of my continued education in ballroom dancing, right?
That's That's right, of course. But yeah, we got told to get down to the gym, and we went to the gym, and we all learned how to do some form of ballroom dance or country dance.
Well,
And
we would learn to two-step,
yeah,
jive, right?
yeah,
We would learn 3 or 4 jive steps,
yeah,
and a line dance.
in a
That's
line dance.
that's kind of
Yeah.
that was kind of the fun things that they would do.
But
Yeah.
it was the funny part was is that it was just boys that showed up. So one had to lead and one had to follow.
Well, whatever.
So there we are dancing with us, teenage boys with your parents, learning how to, but that was their point too, to learn to dance and lead and follow.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
always remember that, man. I'll always remember that. I was like, that was great. And you're right. Like the going to dances, yeah, you stood out.
Yeah. Boys dancing. So I mean, hey, what are we trying to, in the end of this message, like the message we're trying to share to all the young men and men out there is, I mean, if you want to have a girl in your arms, learn to dance. Love to dance, right?
Exactly. So learn to grab your best friend and dance.
One lead, one follow, boom. And then next thing you know, you'll have it figured out. But I mean, if your goal is to dance with, is to woo a woman and just learn to dance and take her in your arms, and it'll impress her. Might even turn into your wife one day. You never know, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, those are good things to learn. And there's lots of things that we learn in our lives that I wonder if there was even a big goal. Like, was it my parents' intention to teach me to dance, or because they knew what was best for me, and so they were trying to instruct, and they were sharing, and maybe just invited me so that I
Yeah.
would learn, right? Or yeah, just I wonder if how many of those things are actually set up, and how many of those things just happen because of where we are. And the more I think about it, they were probably set up more than we think, right? What a great experience in the end. It's made my life better. I've seen many of my friends, they're sitting with their wives, and their wives just watching everyone on the dance floor spin as they just sit there, and their wives, just their eyes are just watching and just wanting to be out there. And they have to wait for the slow songs. That's all they're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
Because most guys will take their girl and slow song with them, or whatever you call it. Like it's not even a step. It's kind of like just a side to side.
You're right. It's
Whatever.
just like grope each other and just stay in
Yeah,
one spot.
yeah,
Yeah.
the standing grope dance,
Yeah.
right? Where the guy doesn't have to really have any skills. He just has to be
Yeah.
able to just you just kind of sway side to side. But
Probably has a drink in his hand.
yeah, that's right. Hey, see, I've seen it. I've seen it. But I have gone to some community events, and I tell you, man, okay, if you can dance as a dude, I promise you don't have to be handsome. You don't. It's been proven. It's been proven a million
Yeah.
times. It must have been, because I've gone to lots of community events, and that one guy, he's nothing pretty, but man, he's got a girl in his arms the whole. Maybe that was me. Maybe that's why my parents did it. They're like, "Hey, you're so ugly. If you're gonna have any chance, we gotta teach, we
Wait.
gotta teach
That's
you a
exactly what I
skill."
see. I know it. That's exactly, you're right. I can see your parents saying, Shay, you're a 6 out of 10. You need
We gotta give you something. We gotta give you something to get you, but
yeah, right. Okay, just so
to
everybody
give you a
understands.
chance.
All right, we're having a good laugh here, but just so everybody knows, like I remember people coming back, back in the day, saying, "Hey, Shay, he's your cousin, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, he looks like Jason Priestley from 90210.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, you remember that?
I did.
Yeah, I
I
used
I
to get
remember
that.
that. I got that a lot.
You
Right?
sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he was a 6, right?
yeah, no, yeah. He was a 10 in their books, man.
He was a 10. Oh man.
Yeah.
But
There's there's a compliment for me. It might have been like 20 years ago, but there's a compliment.
yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. And you know what? I didn't look like Jason Priestley from 14 to 18. I can tell you that, probably not at all. So like I said, my parents probably looked at me and said, "Oh, that poor boy." That poor boy. We got to give him something to give him a fighting chance. Let's
Teach them how
ballroom
to groove.
dance. Let's teach them to dance.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah,
was a good time. Like, yeah,
yeah, that
that's
was
a good story.
yeah.
So did you pass that same thing, pass the dancing on to your kids?
I did, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Well, my boys, not so much, but both my daughters, though, I taught them all both how to jive and two step. Right? You know how to find guys that know how to do those things, right? And like that's not who I should
So
be teaching. Right.
that's why you set the bar really high, and now they're now they're like, I can't find a guy to dance. Dad.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Now I know. Now I know how to dance. Just have no one to dance with except my dad. Right.
Yeah, but it's funny though. I wonder how many people out there now, like how many kids actually are out there now, besides like going to their school dance, actually kind of have that kind of story to be able to say, right? You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, and but I think they should. I think people should
Yeah,
like that. That I think what your point you're getting at, Wade, is that human interaction and that the whole dancing, touching is an important part of how we develop and how we become who we are, right? And more people should be out doing those things. But anyhow, that's my story.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great story.